By the power of... Wait, do they do Grayskull? Is it by the power of Grayskull?
Honor of Grayskull.
Honor of Grayskull. This is the OSMcast. Hey folks, and welcome to the OSMcast, your podcast for everything awesome. I'm Basil.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Douglas.
And that's us. How y'all doing today?
I am all right.
All right. How's Doug?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had some good Thai food.
Oh God, it was so good.
It was really good. It was really good. You missed out. Sorry.
I had no Thai food. It's sad. I will cry.
Oh, well, crap. Well, next time we'll take you to Thai food, Kevin. Oh, my God.
I have no special attachment to Thai food.
I didn't think you did. That's why I wasn't worried too much about it. Okay, cool.
We'll get something to eat later. It'll be cool.
All right, great. Awesome. Excellent. Intense. Just so people know, in the past, I talked about, as one of my moments of awesome, somewhere, somehow, about Google's Project Stream. It's a real thing now, apparently. They're calling it Stadia, Google's Stadia. Sounds very fancy, but it's pretty much their... I think you're just going to be able to buy the game, and then you can stream it on whatever.
Yeah. I've heard whispers of this across the internet in recent days.
Like, they just announced it at GDC, which is going on as we podcast, to give you a fake time frame of when we're recording this.
Yeah, I've seen some people posting from there. Maybe that's where I saw it.
But when I played Project Stream, it worked very well. The game looked good. It ran very smooth. Of course, I now have a much baller laptop than I did before, so I have no reason to really use Project Stadia right now, but I could see myself looking more into it as, time goes on. If I get even better internet, Google Fiber, holler at me. I'm waiting. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. You can find us at OSMcast.com. Please like, rate, and subscribe on things like iTunes and Google and Stitcher and things. That's apparently how people know about podcasts, if you actually, get good reviews. And we don't have any reviews. So Please, people, go review us. It'd be nice. I mean, I'm glad that people are still downloading and listening to us, but it'd be cool, I guess, if more did.
That'd be weird.
I wouldn't complain. So, yeah, do that whole like thing. Maybe tell a friend. I don't know how these podcasts work. It's not like we've been doing it for 11 years. God.
On and off.
Yeah, it's been 11 years. Anyways, moments of awesome.
It's a moment of awesome.
So I hear someone's been playing their Switch again.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's only, new Super Robot Wars. Super Robot Wars T. Available, you can either get the East Asian version that has an English language option, or you can be the unrepentant weeb that is I am still buy the Japanese version anyways. I don't know, because this is apparently how I learned kanji, is playing Super Robot Wars.
So how is it? Does it have the good Rubits?
Pretty good. For me, the early on signature moment is Spike Spiegel and Captain Harlock facing off with each other because they're maybe going to have to fight because of the job we're all on. It has Captain Harlock and Spike Spiegel, two people you don't generally think of with robots because they don't have one.
So how does that work?
Well, Harlock has the Arcadia, of course, and that is it has yet to take the center spot as the cool ship, because Harlock kind of drifts off and does his own thing, at least in the parts of the game I'm into. But he'll show up and help you out sometimes. But then Spike has the Swordfish, is his cool fighter plane, which works surprisingly well. There's a cool little one of his attacks, like the other Faye and Jet's vehicles exist, but they're not separate units. They come in with one of Spike's attacks. And it is a very cool homage to the opening credits of Cowboy Bebop. It looks really neat. Like that one is one the animators obviously had fun with. The game has teased me twice with the Gunbuster girls. They're not become playable yet, but they've drifted through the story. For a brief moment, I thought them and their little RX-7s and Koji Kabuto and the little mass production Mazingers from the Mazinger Infinity movie were about to be my guys. And then they all retreated for my regular players to come in, and I'm like, oh, damn it. But I know Gunbuster's in there. And Magic Knight Rayearth. They're also teasing me with Magic Knight Rayearth because I've met the girls, but they haven't got their giant robots yet. But we have been whisked away to Saphiro, so it can't be too much longer.
So how's it running on Switch?
Oh, really good. When I first booted up, it has a little content check that takes a minute, but other than that, the save and load times are instantaneous. I can't imagine it really looks any better on PlayStation 4, which is your other option. And this, I got on the Switch because that at least gives me the option of portability if it crosses my mind.
Well, we do go to cons.
Yeah.
So it does happen. You'll be able to play on the road, and we're in the hotel room, or waiting for the next interview.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it kind of, Bam Presto kind of had two separate teams that were kind of portables versus consoles, and I'm wondering if the portable guys still have a job because they made their games had a slightly different flavor, but were also pretty fun. Or maybe they're the ones working on the new mobile game, for all I know. But that's. But I hope they still got work.
Cool.
But really fun if you're a weeb who likes giant robots.
I am a weeb that does like giant robots, but I'm not into strategy games like I used to be.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you could pick up the East Asia version.
That is true.
Which I am sad to report apparently did translate the God Gundam as the Burning Gundam, which is kind of my my angry tick moment as a mecha fan, even though most people seem to have kind of accepted it at this point.
So, Doug, what's awesome?
Dogs are awesome.
All right. Let's talk about dogs.
Dogs are awesome.
Dogs are awesome.
Yeah, dogs are pretty awesome. I have 2 of them.
Yeah.
You guys put them outside before we started recording.
Yes.
Because they very much want to cuddle me at all times.
It's true.
They are good boys.
They're very good boys.
The only times we ever get them to be confused on who they want to cuddle is actually when Kevin's here. Because while he has not been officially crowned in Disney World, so therefore Kevin cannot be an official Disney princess, Kevin's a Disney princess.
Yeah, he pretty much is a Disney princess.
Well, all my scenes were cut out of Wreck-It Ralph, though. It's kind of sad.
Well, I was just reading, apparently, Elsa is not technically, quote-unquote, a Disney princess.
Yeah, she's a queen.
Yeah, she's a queen, that's right.
Apparently you have to be officially crowned in Disney World.
Yeah.
There's a whole to-do to do that. It's apparently with the whole, Fox Disney merger.
Yeah.
Anastasia, everyone's like, oh, she can be a Disney princess, but she can't be an official Disney princess, nor can Bob Belcher.
Oh.
Or really Eugene. Let's say, out of all of them, Eugene would be the Disney princess, but they got to be crowned apparently at Disney World or Disneyland, whatever the Disney theme parks are. They have to say, yes, you are now a Disney princess. And that's the trick there. So Kevin has all the capabilities of a Disney princess. Animals do flock to him as he bursts out into song.
I can do these things.
It's pretty magical if you ever are in a place that has pets. They will go to Kevin. Even if they're your pets, they'll go to Kevin.
Yeah. It is my power most easily explainable to all audiences.
So, yeah. All right. Speaking of, the whole Google Project Steam and Stadia, thanks to the Project Stream beta, I was able to get a free copy of Assassin's Creed on PC via Uplay. And then recently, I finally have sold my life, or at least a very significant portion of my paychecks, to Dell for a very good gaming laptop. And so now I can play Assassin's Creed Odyssey again, but now with really, really nice native graphics versus just streaming. So I have been just on it, man. I'm not even playing the storyline anymore. I'll get there because I like the Assassin's Creed storylines, and Odyssey has a good one. But I'm sort of choosing, like, all right, this part of Greece I've not explored yet. It's in my level. I'm going to go to this corner. And then it's stabbing as far as the eye can see.
Basil stabbing of the wild Greek frontier.
That's what I'm doing. I'll go to a fort, and I'll be like, hey, fort, your people, pull out my bow. Boo, boo, boo. All right, now there's a captain. He's coming my way. All right, he's gold. All right, cool. Let me go hide in this bush to the left, because he's going to go to the bush to the right. All right, cool. Here I go. There he goes. He's at the bush. Whistle. Yeah, come over this way. Wait. Ha! Stab. You're not dead yet. All right, everybody. Kick. Cool lance attack. You dead yet? No. Fine. Poison. Aha. Dots. Stab. Kick. Stab. Aha. Now you're dead. All right, let me find another outpost. Woo!
Just murdering your way across Greece.
That's right. And other things, too. But this isn't all... We'll listen... It's an explicit podcast, but come on. We're classy here. So, yeah.
It's a pretty good game.
Odyssey's been a lot of fun. And I just unlocked the cult of Cosmos. So I can kill all the cultists, too, because they're evil and they're cultists. And they have dumb masks on sometimes.
Yeah.
But I can upgrade my lance by killing cultists. And if I upgrade my lance, I can have a better abilities to stab people with. Or shoot arrows at. Which is like stabbing, only it's from a distance. It's
really?
Distance stabbing.
Really? What more to life is there?
Well, there's also, spread the love with any member of Greece that will have her. But not to say that anyone can... You play Cassandra how you want to play Cassandra. Although, I don't know why would anyone play Alexios. He seems like a big, dumb idiot. Not nearly as cool as Cassandra.
Academically speaking, somebody must be playing Alexios.
I'm sure it's possible. I'm sure it's happened, but
Yeah, I don't know why. You'd miss out on that sweet Jennifer Hale voice. But
I don't know if it's even Jennifer Hale. I don't know who's voice acting her, but I get the same level of awesomeness I get out of female Shep.
Yeah.
From Mass Effect. From Cassandra.
I don't know either, but she kind of sounds that same way. I don't know. It's could be someone totally different. And if it is, I'm sorry. But you give me the same good vibes Jennifer Hale does, though. But I don't know. It's a good game. It's a good game.
Yeah, I'm really, really, really enjoying it. It's I never played Origins. I really should. I have it on PS4, but when I had the Project Stream, I'm like, well, I'll play this one. I mean, I've got it. I only have a limited time to play it.
Origins is a bit like Odyssey, but in my opinion, a little less refined. Like the game, like the gameplay in Odyssey, it has some of the same sort of MMO-esque cooldown abilities, and you gain experience. But Odyssey implements it a bit better. Like they had a second game to figure out how they're going to do it. But Origins is fun. It deals with a period of history I'm interested in. So,
And then the other thing I've been really doing, well, I'm reading the light novels for that time I got Reincarnated as a Slime, but that's for a future podcast about that. But I've also been reading the manga that just came out, the first volume of Urusei Yatsura from Mikio Takahashi. And that's good. It's still good. It's still good, y'all. If you've not bought it, buy it. It's fun. It's Tara being a lovable, terrible scamp. And unfortunately, he is this person who has to save the world from aliens, who then gets betrothed to the alien Lum, who is amazing, but has sometimes of a temper. But Tara has one capability. He apparently can withstand horrible electrical attacks. Therefore, he is the perfect man for Lum. Way better than that other guy who turns into a weird Tiger cow.
I mean, I don't know. Is she? Maybe she's just pulling her punches with Ataru. Like she doesn't actually want to kill him. Maybe it's really low voltage. We don't know.
It's true. It's been good times.
That being said, I've seen it in the anime wreak terrible havoc on the surroundings, so it can't be. Ataru probably actually is just humanly resistant to electricity for no adequately explained reason, and we just like it that way.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's fun. It's a good read. I'm still working on it because it's one of those, several 2 or 3 volumes in one. So it's pretty thick, pretty meaty, and it's still a good time. And it still holds up. But of course, I haven't had any weird telephone tag plot lines like Amazing Nikoku, which totally works for the time. But man, that storyline would not fly today.
Yeah, that's even especially in Japan, you'd be like, why aren't they just using their cell phones? Like if you did a modern reboot, you'd have to think some other way for misinformation.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't play it straight.
All right, so let's take a break. We're gonna come back. We're talk about some She-Ra and the Princesses of Power.
We're on the edge of greatness, turning darkness to light. We're right beside you, ready to fight. We're gonna win in the end. We must be strong and we must be brave. We must be brave. We gotta fight every bit of strength that we have and never let it go. We must be strong.
And we're back. So one of the things that we talked about last episode in our Steven Universe episode was the ideas of things being remade again, and whether or not it really feels like it's something that people who are making them really want to do. And I can think of at least 2 cases where I'm pretty positive, oh boy, they do. And one of it is the people who are making the new DuckTales.
Yeah.
Like, they are super into making a new version of DuckTales, and they seem to be really big on using the worlds of Carl Banks, the original Scrooge McDuck Adventures, really bringing that back into the forefront, and incorporating all sorts of the Disney Afternoon characters. Even things like the 3 Amigos come back.
Caballeros,
sorry.
Although I like to see the 3 Amigos show
Right.
up.
They even make lots of references, spoilers, to the moon theme from the DuckTales video game. Like, that becomes a major plot point, or at least a major moment in the show. So they clearly want all things DuckTales in the new DuckTales.
They love their DuckTales, and they want to put as much of that in there as they can.
And also, on Netflix, they have done a complete new reimagining of She-Ra, headlined by Noelle Stevenson. And as far as I can understand, Noelle went to Netflix or DreamWorks Forum and went, "You're going to give me She-Ra. And it's going to be amazing."
And yes, it was.
And so far, so good.
Yeah.
Season 1 is out. We're actually going to be getting a Season 2 in April.
Yeah.
So the next season is coming up quick. But we still really want to talk about the show because, well, that might have been Kevin's favorite show of last year. I'm not sure.
It was up there. It was definitely up there. It was I might go as far as to say favorite thing that wasn't anime for sure. Probably rank highly amongst my anime watching. I don't know. I was predisposed to love the show. Like, I watched the old Filmation, Master of the Universe, and She-Ra, and I like She-Ra a lot better. I'm not sure. That's never did get any toys. I mean, okay, yeah, they were basically like Barbie dolls in armor, but that's, I wanted them anyways. One time I forgot where to get those She-Ra and Catra figures that have come out for the new show. I don't even know where to get them at the moment, but they exist.
So this is a remake of Filmations?
Yeah.
From the early 80s, 1984? Maybe?
That could be. I don't know. Most credit goes to Lou Schreiber, but apparently also co-created with J. Michael Straczynski of Babylon 5 fame.
1985. I was close. I was off by you, but 1985. And it was, Adora. She was fighting the evils of Hordak, where she thought she was a bad guy. Turns out she was a good guy.
Yep.
Or girl, or however you want.
Yep. Turns out, at least the original series, to be He-Man's twin sister, gets a cool magic sword, her own transformation, a Pegasus buddy, a collection of motley rebels, and, stuff happens.
Now, you take that and make it even more awesome. But it came out last year, and that's She-Ra again.
Yeah, other than any references to He-Man. But apparently the rights to that are kind of complicated, so I wouldn't be holding our breaths for a He-Man spin-off anytime soon.
That's fine. I don't need it. I mean, if this same crew gets to tackle it, fine.
Yeah.
But much like how, honestly, I'm enjoying the CW Supergirl plenty fine, I don't really need Superman.
Yeah, right.
Supergirl is awesome on her own. Same thing with this. I don't really need He-Man. Adora is great, and who cares? But Adora was, an orphan who was raised by the ever sunshines and rainbows, the Horde.
Yeah. The evil Horde. Your first clue that maybe you're the baddies.
Until something happens, she meets some folks who aren't Horde, discover, it's the evil Horde, not just the Horde.
They're not a benign expansionist colonial empire that just wants to bring everyone under their order. Well, that's sort of true, but they're really evil about it.
Gets a magical sword, decides, maybe I should use my newfound magical powers for good and not for evil. And then evil's like, wait a minute, you left us.
Yeah.
You jerk, we're going to come back and get you. And conflict ensues.
Yeah. But it's a pretty entertaining show. I would say I consider it pretty friendly to fairly young children, but it's also not dumb. Like, the plots are enjoyable by adult humans as well. That's
No, this has been a bit like, this very much feels like it's sort of in the, this is DreamWorks, so the same folks who made Voltron. And I was wondering if this was going to be, quote unquote, the next Voltron as far as the next flagship 2D animated DreamWorks show. And apparently, that's totally what's happening. Apparently, originally, they had signed on for just the one season of 13 episodes. Now there are 14 seasons. Not 14 seasons.
14 seasons!
4 seasons.
14 seasons!
And a movie.
Let's make that happen. I wouldn't mind seeing a movie of this, only if for my one... I feel like they get a bigger budget, because that's... if I had any complaint about the show, the animation is not quite as spectacular as Voltron.
No, but it's so...
We are into a subjective area, because I think it's very competently done. I'm not saying there's anything shoddy about it.
I also feel like She-Ra feels like it's Voltron felt very much, and also it's the studio that, did a lot of the really good Avatar work.
Right.
So it felt Avatar-esque as far as the animation stylings go in Voltron, whereas She-Ra feels like it's its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I do enjoy the thing that it's doing.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I don't know. There's a little part of my brain where it's like, I would like to see this with a ridiculously big budget behind it.
Sure.
But, it is doing very well on what they have, whatever they're giving them there. But, I don't know. Fun characters. Quippy dialogue.
Well, let's get into the characters. Of course, we have Adora, the main heroine.
Our heroine, She-Ra, Adora. Well, she turns into She-Ra. She's apparently not the first one, but that's a little different. But why she can use the magic sword and exactly probably something to do with her ancestry, but that's totally a mystery at this point. But she's strong, she's badass, even untransformed, she's pretty strong.
Well, she's a fully trained,
she
Horde
is like
agent.
A badass, technically probably child soldier. She's definitely presented as being tough from the beginning. Although that kind of tracked with the original series. In Master of the Universe, He-Man had his Prince Adam identity, where despite being ridiculously ripped, he was always portrayed as kind of like a wuss and, sort of a dandy. Whereas even when Adora was, more just flat out a badass to begin with, and turning into She-Ra made her more badass. That's really kind of always how the character's been.
And then, of course, everyone's favorite character, Glimmer.
I mean, I personally don't have an issue with Glimmer, but
What the listening audience cannot see is that the moment Glimmer was mentioned, I looked up from what I was doing with this wicked, evil, sinister glare as I just glowered at the mere utterance of her name. Okay, so I hate this character. I absolutely do not like this character. For starters, you can't just yell all of your lines angrily just because you're right. That doesn't convey good emotion.
Oh.
But that is my primary complaint against Glimmer, is that she kind of shows up and just starts yelling at people. And that's pretty much her MO throughout the entire series, is that she just yells at everybody. And yeah, she's actually correct, but that doesn't...
And that's why no one listens to her, though. She yells at them all the time. I don't know. I sort of get what you're saying.
Well, and plus side, she's buddied up with Bo.
Yes, and Bo is delightful.
Yeah, he is the nice... He is the good, non-toxic male hero we need as the...
He proves that even boys can be princesses if they want to be.
It's true.
I like Bo.
But he's relaxed and easygoing. Because, God, you'd have to be if Glimmer was your best friend. Like, God.
Well, the show does pretty much flat out say he's her only friend.
Yeah, for a reason, because she just screams at people.
He is so super laid back. He's the only one, I guess. I don't know. I feel Glimmer has some character growth in the season, but I get what you're saying. Well, I guess remains to be seen in the second season if she's if she's chilled out any.
Yeah.
We can only hope. But Adora and Glimmer and Bo are kind of our core heroic trio. They are, who most of the episodes usually follow.
Now, that's not to say that Adora also does not have a best friend, but her best friend is Catra, and that's complicated.
Boy, I'm given to understand that, this, like, the whole Catra-Adora relationship was really just spawned from an episode of She-Ra of the original series where it looked like they were going to have to team up and work together, and then they just both wandered off on their own and had their own subplots, and Noelle Stevenson was like, man, that could have been such a better episode, and she basically turned it into a whole series.
Well, she was right.
Yeah.
This was such a better episode.
Because, like, Catra is like Adora, because she, like, Catra, like, Adora had to know all the Hordak's soldiers and generals, or at least be familiar with some of them. And it's like, they never acted like they had known each other previously, like they had any history with each other, It was just like, basically strangers, even though she probably, at least by reputation, knew most or all of them. But so it was like, here's Catra as Adora's BFF before she leaves the Horde. And it's like, they are pals. They do everything together. You can make an argument that they're kind of mutually adopted sisters, but it's because Shadow Weaver kind of raises both of them. But Adora is obviously the favorite, and Shadow Weaver gets all the punishment. Catra gets all the punishment
from Shadow Weaver.
Yeah.
Whereas Adora gets scot-free, and then Adora leaves and betrays the Horde, but then therefore betrays Catra.
Yeah. They have a fraught relationship.
And I think that is actually the secret core of the show.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, is the dynamic of Adora versus Catra and how they interact and their motives, their emotions, their now separate journeys, and how that's changing each of them.
Yeah.
For better or for worse.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it's going to go, and that's kind of cool. But yeah, they're the that is the emotional core of the storyline in many ways. Never mind the world-shaking events. No, we want to know about the friendship / possible romance between these two girls.
And then we also have all the other princesses of power.
Tons
like
of princesses.
Entrapta. Trapta.
Who is, eats only tiny foods. And has living hair that just kind of Dr. Octopus's her way around with. She's some borderline insane, but fun.
There is Perfuma,
who is really tall. That's not really her defining character trait, but for some reason, like, she is really tall. And she controls plants and is sort of a tree-hugging hippie.
but in a good way.
Well, yeah.
There's also a crazy fantasy, like, sci-fi world, so
Right.
being a hippie and be able to control plants is very good.
Well, yeah. Like, with the most being a princess, with a couple of exceptions, seems to give you awesome magical powers. So, yeah, that's...
Then there's Mermista.
Who's, Okay, Shira, these names are really spot on. Pretty much everyone, if it hasn't become clear, everyone's name is really spot on. Mermista's kind of got a water mermaid thing going on. Perfuma has plants. Catra is a cat girl.
Frosta.
Frosta is ice. These names are... Castaspella. She does magic.
Hey, don't forget Netosa.
I toss nets. It's in my name.
But in Doug's favor, Glimmer does not end with an A.
Fucking Glimmer. Just goddamn it, Glimmer.
But she has, like, sparkly... she has sparkles and teleports. Bo has a bow. He can also play the violin with a bow. Because he's Bo. Yeah, Bo's a good kid. I know we've said that already, but he's a good kid. You like Bo.
And essentially, the series is, Adora trying to get all the princes of power, together, being like, hey, y'all, we need to fight against the Horde. They're not doing good things. We really need to, present a united front.
Yeah, because basically the Horde is slowly taking over the planet, and there's all these separate little countries with their own princesses, and they're kind of all fighting individually. They apparently tried to fight together, and it went bad. So now they just all fight individually, but they're all slowly losing.
And it's a good show. But I think if we keep going, we're just going to go headline into spoilers.
Yeah, and, we haven't even mentioned... There's so many characters we haven't mentioned. Well, so many. We haven't mentioned Seahawk.
Seahawk's good.
Seahawk's good. And we haven't mentioned... is it Scorpia?
Yes, Scorpia.
I keep wanting to call her Scorpina, but that's a Power Rangers character. But Scorpia is actually kind of probably secretly the best girl.
Well, it's also like how while Bo does exist, there's also Kyle, who might be secret best boy.
I love Kyle.
Kyle, who is one of the... There's this little gang of Horde soldiers who were Adora's group, in addition to Catra, and they get a little bit of characterization. Like, I still don't know if the Lizard Man has a name. He doesn't talk. But him and Kyle are friends. I think he's Kyle's only friend, because nobody likes Kyle. Kyle just gets shit on in that show, and I'm pretty sure he must be somebody's favorite character, because they treat him so badly.
Well, also his name is Kyle.
Kyle.
Like, every other character has some sort of whimsical or awesome fantasy name.
That is true.
Like Seahawk or Scorpina or, even like Adora and Kyle.
Yeah, it's probably no one's like, Kyle, that's a weird name. Like, that doesn't give me any idea about what you're like or what you do. Kyle.
Like, one of the big bads is Shadow Weaver.
Yeah.
And Kyle.
And
He's just this guy. It's Kyle. And his poor wishing that he could not break free of the Horde because he is against the Horde, but just so he could have somebody else to talk to.
Yeah. I think if you, offer to be his friend and bring him cookies, he'll probably set out the Horde in a minute.
But we're going to set off for a minute. We're going to come back with spoilers for She-Ra, Princesses of Power.
For the honor of Grayskull!
Alright, so here we go. Full on spoilers. No holds. All those bars are gone. Alright, Kevin, so that ball.
Princess Prom.
Princess Prom. Let's...
I feel like that episode is why the series exists in some ways. That's the episode they wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's,
Well, and it's... God, it works on so many levels where, Adora knows Catra is up to something.
yeah.
She is clearly, oh my god, is Catra up to something? But Adora cannot get the Prince, Frosta to listen because she isn't going through the proper channels of etiquette.
Yes. Which apparently is Frosta's thing. She is very about the proper way to do things. For better or for worse. And of course, Catra gets in with Scorpia, because Scorpia is technically a princess. She had an invite, which is a little bit of a surprise. I do like the actually probably say Princess Prom. It's actually more like a big multinational celebration gathering of all the princesses. It has a more formal name, but everyone calls it Princess Prom. And Scorpia is technically a princess, even though she apparently doesn't exercise her right to show up at this thing until Catra's like, "Hey, let's go. Let's show them we're awesome." And I do like their dress up montage. Everyone's dress up montage.
Well, and Scorpia, like you mentioned previously, she's secretly the best.
Yeah.
She is this super happy-go-lucky, yeah, man, let's go do stuff. It sounds awesome.
She is the nicest villain ever.
And it's one of those things where, and Catra's really good at this, where she's more a villain because no one just really wants her around, even though she's amazing, and she just hasn't really had friends.
Yeah.
And Trapped, I think, is the same thing, where
she kind of gets, definitely a spoiler, Entrapta kind of gets adopted by our villain crew.
where all our heroines in Bo think that she has sacrificed herself. No, she's fine, but they don't realize that she's still there. And so Catra convinces Entrapta that no, they don't want you around, but I do.
Yeah. Catra is kind of manipulative.
She's manipulated her whole life.
Yeah, and that's it makes sense. It's not like it doesn't make sense. She learned from the best.
For all of Shadow Weaver's, adoring Adora.
Yeah.
Catra was being raised at the same time, and she was learning all the wrong lessons, but learning them extremely well.
Yeah.
Catra clearly is, if Shadow Weaver is sort of their de facto mom, Shadow Weaver, her true daughter, as it were, is Catra. As much as she wants it to be Adora, it is Catra. And that's what makes Catra, not only does she feel betrayed by Adora leaving, but at the same time, she also totally sees her chance to start rising through the ranks, because Adora is also no longer in her way.
Yeah, by the end of the season, she's more or less Hordak's right-hand gal, supplanting Shadow Weaver.
Yeah, and there's Hordak, he's there.
Yeah, he really is kind of just at he's there status. We have to assume he's evil?
He does lead the evil horde.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really do anything. It's all Shadow Weaver's stuff.
Yeah, and at least some of the stuff going on boy, I don't want to be a Hordak apologist, but at least some of this stuff is at least explicitly without his knowledge going on. Would it be weird if he turned out to secretly be kind of nice and he's just being lied to by what's going on by his subordinates? I don't think they'd go that route, but like he seems pretty evil, but he also seems like kind of a good boss, weirdly enough. He seems to, like, you're doing good. I'm going to promote you. You've kind of failed me. Maybe for the last time. We'll lock you up for a while. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, he's sort of just there, which is, I mean, fine, because frankly,
we need room to build villainy for subsequent seasons, so that's fine.
Now that we know that we're getting, at least 3 more seasons of this.
Yeah. We have some room to grow, and but I don't know, Princess Prom, where you apparently can spot Noelle Stevenson in the crowd, along with her fiance. But
also, I think around this time is when we also discover, why Shadow Weaver has all these powers, because they also indicate what's like a magic user versus a princess.
Oh yeah, because there's like these magical crystal things. What are they? Are they just crystals?
I think they might, but every princess
has a
crystal, and Scorpius crystal is what Shadow Weaver uses.
Yeah, she's been siphoning power out of it, which is, judging by Shadow Weaver, not a healthy thing to do. I don't know if her method is flawed, or if it's the nature of the crystal, or if it's just, huffing off crystal juice is going to mess you up, just like real life.
Yeah, you really shouldn't be huffing that crystal juice. It's just, whoo, it's a bad scene, man. I don't care how into vaping you are. That is not what kind of cotton you should be ripping.
Yeah.
Don't do the crystal juice. Yeah, like stick to I don't know, pina colada, or I don't know, strawberry vape. I don't know what they have. Just lay off the crystal. It's
OSMcast
not...
says vape life from neither of us who smoke.
Yeah. So what was your favorite moment from the Shiras?
The dip. Princess Prom. Catra dips Adora. It doesn't even need context. It's it's my Twitter and Facebook header at the moment. That was the, oh yeah, they know what I want moment. Actually, back in the first episode when Bo was like, everyone but me as a princess, I was also like, okay, they know what I want. But I don't know, I enjoyed the whole thing. I really do love that dip, though. I don't know. That was the ooh moment for me in a lot of ways.
If only Catra just happened to have a bed sheet that she could spin a door at. Wait, wrong show.
Yeah. I do love Catra's tux with the bow tie tastefully undone. That's very very rebel without a cause. I don't know. It's
At the end of the day, I think everything led up to Princess Prom. The whole show, that felt like that was sort of the big.
It's also, I think, pretty much the only episode where you get to have the majority of the cast in one place, and they get to interact with each other. You kind of, previously the princesses had all been more episode guest star kind of roles.
Right.
And now they're kind of all in the same place. You get to see them bounce off each other just a little bit. With the following episode where they try to rescue Glimmer and Bo, being them in a more action situation, but also getting to all interact. It's kind of where the cast comes together, is in that episode. And that, some hiccups aside, they kind of, for the last few episodes of the series, are kind of function as a unit.
So how do you feel this show compares to the original?
I definitely think there's better characterization. And, it's every character is more a character, where certainly in the original show, some of the villains especially, and even some of the good guys were just were pretty two-dimensional. You know, it's like they are this thing and they do that thing. That's whatever their toy gimmick is. And that was about all they were. And this definitely has more characterization. I do feel like the original She-Ra had cooler backgrounds because they had a lot of matte backgrounds they got a lot of mileage out of. And then they had a few rotoscope shots of their most commonly used action scenes that looked really good. And then all the other animation was honestly kind of crappy. If you remember it differently, you remember it wrong. Like, I feel She-Ra, the new one is definitely a more constant level of animation. I kind of wish they had some of the lovely backgrounds, but they're good. They're good in the new one. They're just, you know, obviously they had some really talented matte painters at Filmation who made some really cool backgrounds.
Because, man, you clearly remember She-Ra better than I do. Because I remember watching He-Man, being down with He-Man, especially as, you know, a young boy.
Yeah.
And then She-Ra hit, and I went, oh, this is really neat, and this is really interesting. And I remember, even as a kid, when like, I think I like this more.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm supposed to, but I think I like this more, like that actual fun trade.
I am the exact opposite of the guys complaining about the new She-Ra on the internet, in that I like the direction the new show has gone, and I actually watched the original show. I'm not just complaining about it.
But yeah, no, as soon as they announced this thing, and as soon as I've been seeing like the character designs, is that like, it seems like this team knew what they wanted to do, and they're going to do it. And I watched it, and I'm like, I am 100% on board.
Yeah, I enjoyed the variety in the character designs. I like that the new She-Ra is like about 7 feet tall and ridiculously buff. I mean, that is like 100% my jam. It's like, I dig this.
I think this entire show is your jam,
it
Kevin.
It really is.
Like, honestly, while we call this show the OSMcast, this particular episode is way more of a KEVINcast.
Yeah, this is, I don't know, this show is, I don't know, speaking to some part of me. I'm not even sure what to call it, but but I like that Glimmer's a little chubby. Like, I like that Perfuma's ridiculously tall. I like that they have obvious ethnic differences in the characters. I like that Seahawk is an obvious Errol Flynn parody. You know?
Yeah, Seahawk is, he is good. God, the one thing I'm worried about is that this is a Netflix show.
Yeah.
And Netflix does not have to, you know, they deal with their own schedules. They don't have to deal with when they want to release something, they can release it. And if it's done, it's done. They want to shoot out, they can, if they so choose. I think they have their own schedules of when what stuff comes out when, and I'm sure it's all very algorithm, and their computers have figured out the exact best way to do this according to their schedule. But I know Voltron, it was going really, really well, and then it kind of landed with a little bit of a thud.
Yeah.
And my worry is that it's because they kept pushing the team to keep go. And I don't know if they ever got a break. I don't know if they had time to be like, go, and now you're going to stop. You know, I'm hoping that with them saying, okay, you have 4 seasons, each season is going to have X so many episodes, and that's what you get.
Hopefully
they'll have time to really plan things out.
Craft a good arc.
It's my same worry with the Dragon Prince.
Yeah.
I actually have a bigger worry with the Dragon Prince than She-Ra, because again, She-Ra, they've announced the roadmap. We know we're getting 4 seasons, I think 13 episodes each.
Yeah, we don't know about Dragon Prince, but
whereas Dragon Prince feels like it's okay, there's season 1, now getting to season 2. Okay, season 2, all right, here's your season 3. Like, it feels much more like Voltron. Where Voltron feels like it never had a roadmap. They just kept announcing new stuff, and then they're like, okay, this is the last one. And it felt clearly Voltron, they were not actually done, but they had to make it done, and it was not. They had bad priorities, I guess. Yeah. So that's my only worry about She-Ra, is that hopefully they can avoid that.
Yeah, I hope so.
Like, I would love to see this end on a Steven Universe note and not a Voltron note.
Yeah. Also, hopefully, it's not like they tell them, like, 4 seasons and go, oh, wait, you only get 3 seasons later, or something stupid like that. Or alternately, 4 seasons, and they craft a really good complete story arc, and they're like, well, can you do a 5th season?
Yeah.
And it just kind of peters out into nothing. But those are just future fears. Nothing wrong with the show so far.
Yeah, season 1. So far, really, really good. I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait to see what season 2 brings to us in April.
Yeah.
But for season 1, Kevin, how many OSMs? Out of awesome. 1 dip of awesome. Ha ha ha. I beat you. Go.
What was I didn't even
1 dip.
1 dip?
1 the dip.
1 the dip of awesome. Oh, you bastard. I don't know, a whole bunch of princesses out of awesome. I can't remember how many there are.
I'll take it. All right, folks.
And not sure if I should count Bo or not.
You should count Bo.
Bo will be a princess one day, you'll see.
Yeah, everyone. No, anyone can be a prince. I learned that from Rutena.
So, conversely, anyone can be a princess.
That's what this show taught me.
And that is good for my brand if we acknowledge that guys can be princesses.
So this has been the OSMcast, your podcast for everything awesome, a production of the OSMcast. Anyways, this is edited by my wonderful wife, Anna, who is hopefully doing better than she has been. It's been a rough couple of weeks health-wise for all of us involved. I was sick for like 2 weeks. It was terrible. And now she's having her own issues. And unfortunately, Doug had a horrible headache halfway through the recording, and he's resting. So hopefully everyone feels better. And hopefully you're feeling good out there in the listening world of podcasts. And again, please leave us good reviews on the iTunes, on the Google Play, Stitchers, and what have you. I think at this point we're pretty much on everything. So yeah, please leave us some good reviews. Tell some friends. We would love to grow out the audience. Once again, we're much better on track than we have been in the past, and we're hoping to keep going and keep doing well and keep putting out these podcasts and interviews and all sorts of things that we get to do. And also get ready. We're going to have a really, really good April 1st. It'll be a little thing, but it's really, really fun. It's going to be really neat. And until then, we'll catch you later. Remember, you can be a prince or a princess. We believe in you. And it's not about to cough.
Continue the editing out. Continue the editing out. Okay, now you can.